A celebrity chef thought his stardom would let him get away with smearing Sarah's bakery. Sarah turned the tables. Now he's the one ruined. Welcome to The Fallout Zone.
I was 16 the first time I felt dough breathe beneath my palms. My grandmother, who believed yeast deserved lullabies, taught me to listen for the sigh that means the gluten has relaxed. By 22, I'd graduated from the Cordon Culinary Institute. By 25, I was apprenticing in Paris. And by 28, I'd come home with nothing but a starter jar and a dream. Open a shop where every croissant crackled like a campfire when you bit it. Sugar Grove Bakery began as a sun-bleached storefront on Elm Street, a place too small for ambition but perfect for aroma. We painted the windows robin egg blue, filled the counter with chocolate croissants, and waited. People trickled in, then streamed, then flooded. Within 3 years, the line snaked around the block every Saturday morning. I didn't make much money, but I made joy. And for me, that was plenty. Antoine Du Bois entered my life during my Paris stint. Back then, he was kind, if intense. A mentor who insisted on 18 layers in puff pastry and believed mediocrity was a moral failing. I soaked up everything, grateful and a little in awe. When he announced he'd return to our city and open a luxury pastry shop, I cheered. There was room for both of us, I thought. Competition sharpens skill, right? His grand opening was all chandeliers and camera flashes. Reporters asked him about the local food scene. He smiled and said, "I intend to elevate it." I clapped from the back, genuinely happy. Then a food critic, a tough one, the kind who writes with a stiletto, wandered into Sugar Grove Bakery and proclaimed my pistachio cream bar better than Paris. It was a single line in a regional magazine, but Antoine must have read it because the next day an influencer posted a reel accusing me of using margarine instead of butter. A week later, Yelp sprouted 1-star reviews from accounts with no purchase history. 5 days after that, a health inspector showed up unannounced, citing a tip about rodent activity. I scrubbed every surface twice a day, kept invoices from my dairy supplier pinned on a corkboard, and bought stainless steel traps, just in case. The inspector found nothing but cinnamon dust. Still, rumours stick like toffee. Foot traffic dipped. My staff, 5 full-timers I loved like cousins, began whispering about rent. I tried to quash the fire. I live-streamed kitchen tours, posted sourcing receipts, offered free tasting boxes to influencers. Silence. The algorithm favoured scandal over honesty. The charity gala was my breaking point. Antoine stood under a chandelier shaped like a sugar crown, schmoozing donors. I walked up, palms sweating cocoa. "Antoine," I said, "I know where those rumours started." He didn't even feign innocence. He swirled his champagne and murmured, "Business is war, darling. You weren't ready." Then he tapped my shoulder, dismissal disguised as affection, and turned away. That night I closed the bakery early, sat on a flour sack and cried until the wheeze of the proofing fridge lulled me to sleep. When I woke at 3 a.m. with my cheek dusted white, anger replaced despair. If business was war, I would fight dirty too, but with the truth. I remembered Antoine bragging to apprentices about modernizing forgotten classics. He'd wave a tattered notebook and wink. A good chef never reveals his sources. My gut twisted. I fired up my laptop and typed late into the night. Obscure pastry books, discontinued print runs, estate sales, library archives. Days blurred into a scavenger hunt. I frequented thrift shops that smelled of mothballs, negotiated with antiquarian who collected cookbooks like rare coins, and even traded 20 lemon bars for access to a university's closed stack. My staff kept the bakery afloat. They believed in me even when customers didn't. One rainy Thursday, I cracked open Lost Desserts, 1974, its pages brittle as phyllo. There on page 147 was Antoine's crown jewel dessert, the Sweet Miracle, identical down to the misplaced baking powder typo. My gasp fogged the parchment. I flipped through more pages: salted caramel tart, blackcurrant cream puff, caramel nut bomb, 15 stolen masterpieces, each bearing tiny pencil notes in Antoine's flourishing hand. Evidence in hand, I could have posted a thread myself, but my reach was a puddle compared to his ocean. Instead, I messaged Knife Edge, a blog famed for gutting culinary frauds with surgical precision. I sent high-resolution scans, provenance data, photos of Antoine's margin notes. The editor replied with a single chef knife emoji. I slept for the first time in weeks. 2 dawns later, my phone vibrated non-stop. Knife Edge's front page headline screamed, Du Bois, plagiarist or pioneer? The receipts say, plagiarist. The post dissected each stolen recipe, overlaying scans with glossy images from Antoine's cookbook. Food Twitter ignited. TikTokers duetted dramatic readings. Du Bois debacle trended worldwide. At 10 a.m, my sous chef Matteo turned the shop TV to Morning Brew Live. There was Antoine, cheeks splotched crimson beneath studio lights. The anchor, smiling like a cat who'd caught a songbird, held up lost desserts. Chef Du Bois, can you explain this page? It appears to match your signature dessert. The screen split. Left side, the vintage recipe. Right side, Antoine's glossy cookbook photo, typo circled in neon yellow. Antoine blinked, mouth opening then closing like an unplugged mixer. These allegations are malicious fabrication, he rasped, but the anchor pressed. Is this your handwriting? Silence. Video timelines filled with that moment. The freeze, the swallow, the storm off. 8 million views by lunch, 15 by dinner. Sponsors fled faster than butter melts on a hot croissant. A major appliance brand pulled its endorsement. A luxury hotel cancelled his consulting gig. Protesters camped outside his flagship pastry shop holding signs that read, "Thief in the kitchen," and "Say no to stolen dough." Knife Edge DM'd me that evening. He blackballed me when I was his sous chef 5 years ago. Couldn't get a job washing dishes. Thank you for lighting the match. I stared at the message, heart pounding. Antoine's cruelty had forged his own executioner, and I had supplied the blade. But the battle wasn't over. Trolls pivoted from smearing me to claiming I'd orchestrated a smear campaign. I decided to face the chatter head on. I hosted a live stream from Sugar Grove Bakery's kitchen. Flour dusted my apron. The ovens glowed behind me. I demonstrated laminating dough, fold after fold, layer after layer, answering questions in real time, letting viewers hear the crackle of a cooling croissant. Authenticity needs no filter. Within days, the line outside our door reformed. Regulars returned first, then curious newcomers who wanted to taste the pastry that broke a Michelin chef. Local news filmed the queue. A viral foodie channel declared my caramelized butter pastry the redemption pastry of the year. Sales soared. I rehired hours, gave everyone a raise, and donated a week's profits to the culinary school scholarship fund Antoine once withdrew from. 1 month later, I received a certified letter. Antoine's pastry shop had filed for bankruptcy. I set it aside, not triumphant, but strangely calm. Justice, like dough, needs time to rise. That night, after the last customer left, I brewed mint tea and leaned against the marble counter. The shop was silent except for the hum of refrigeration and the distant tick of the street clock. I pulled a tray of croissants from the oven, laminated satisfaction, butter hissing softly on the sheet. The timer dinged. I closed my eyes, inhaled the caramelized steam and whispered, "This is my miracle." Sometimes the sweetest justice isn't served at all. It's baked, layer by flaky layer, until every lie collapses under its own heat.
Thank you for watching The Fallout Zone. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.